One on, two away. Cockrell's 2-2 pitch is chopped over to the pitcher, barehanded by We. Still fire it over to Reynolds in time for out number 3. The Oaks get one on the walk with no hits. And we're out on top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Let's reuse the cups today. We would appreciate it to help the environment. We're kind of cheap. No, I'm just kidding.
Back here at Pershing Park, bottom of the first, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Apologize for some of the technical difficulties, but we're back. Give you the starting lineup here for Santa Barbara Foresters. Leading things off out in center field from the University of Texas is Austin Todd. Ryan Cash behind him from Oklahoma State at second base. Josh Young occupying third base. From Texas Tech in the 3 spot, Ryan Reynolds cleaning things up for the Foresters here. First base from the University of Texas. Evan Lee behind him out of right field from the University of Arkansas. Luke Ritter in the 6th spot out left field from Wichita State. David Clausen behind the plate in the 7th spot for Milwaukee. Brody Weiss is the agent today's game in the 8th spot for Westmont, and David Hamilton cleans things up in the lineup for the Foresters in the 9th spot. Shortstop from Texas on the mound. For the Oaks is Theron Kay. His last start, he went 4 2/3 innings. Gave 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts against the Riptide a week ago. First pitch to Todd is taken for a strike. Kay plays his college ball at CSUN. Out here in a big game between these two teams. Foresters a game and a half above the Oaks in the central standings. Todd shows bunt, pulls back, pitches low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Give you the field for the Oaks here in just a moment. Kay comes set, Pearson fires. The 1-1 pitch slapped over to first base, gloved by Santana and taken for out number 1. Cody Santana is at first, Max Weinstein at second, Grant Mayu at short, Chase Cockrell at third, Milo Beeman left, DJ Miller in center, Jason Oliver in right, Juan Gonzalez behind the dish, and on the mound, Ryan Cash steps in. One of my favorite names in the CCL. I know Jonah may not always agree with me on that, but I think you have a last name like Cash in baseball, and you're a good player, as he is from Oklahoma State. Good things are going to happen as he takes the first pitch for strike 1.
Well, some people like to add the two together and say, well, Ryan Cash will equal money, which we could be translating into hits potentially.
Kay deals 1-0 pitch, slapped back against the screen for strike number 2. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff on Twitter. Nice turnout here from both sides. A lot of Oaks fans filling up the seats right behind us here, as well as Forester fans. 0-2 pitch from Kay is swung and missed for strike 3. A pitch at the knees gets Cash swing on 3 pitches. 6 pitches in and 2 away. First strikeout on the day for Kay. Back at the top of the first. Ty Weeks had 2 strikeouts and a walk for the Foresters. And Josh Young steps in from Texas Tech, and he has been giving the Oaks fits this season out at third base. A phenomenal talent. And a guy that these two teams, the Foresters, are very happy to have. In the last game, he went 2 for 3 against the Oaks with 3 RBIs, a run scored. It was a hit by a pitch. Kay deals at way outside for ball 1. Ryan Reynolds on deck, and if you remember Ryan Reynolds in last game, Tying runner on second base with one away, and Reynolds got struck out by Robbie Medell. He ended up slapping the bat against the plate, yelling at the umpire, and he was ejected thereafter. You know he's going to want to have some revenge here on the Oaks. 1-0 pitch from Kay, runs inside for ball 2. No runs, no hits, no errors on either side. The Oaks did have a base runner in the form of Max Weinstein in the last inning, but he was stranded after Cockrell grounded out back to the pitcher. Kay toes the rubber, takes the sign from Gonzalez. Young digs back in, and the 2-0 pitch glides inside for ball number 3, and now Kay's behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, and the one thing Kay's got to be careful. Obviously, you want to throw a strike, and Young definitely gonna show some patience on the mound. You don't want to give a lofty curveball; it just drops right in.
3-0 pitch, taken at the knees for a strike. Young thought he had the strike, but Kay said, "You're gonna have to fight this one." 3-1 now for Kay, 2 away, bottom of the first, no score. The biggest rivalry in summer collegiate baseball taking place here at Pershing Park. Always a fun one. The Oaks took last year's game in Santa Barbara on the 4th of July, 6-4. 3-1 pitch, runs outside for ball 4. 5-pitch walk here for Young, and some speed over on the base path now. 2 away, 1 on in the big bat of Ryan Reynolds. No, not the actor, but the baseball player from the University of Texas playing first base in today's game. Reynolds steps back in. Okay, peers and fires. The first pitch to Reynolds for a strike.
Beautiful pitch from Kay. Catches the inside corner, and especially with a lefty like Reynolds, it's important to keep those pitches inside, because if you throw it on the outside corner, much easier for Reynolds to get a bat on it and make contact with the ball.
Kay deals the 1-0 pitch at the belt for a strike, and now he's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Oaks coming off a loss to the Ventura Halos 2 days ago, 8-7. They were down 8-3 going into the 9th inning, and the Oaks actually scored 5 runs, but ended up losing by 1. Actually, only scored 4, my mistake. Force is coming off a loss to the Neptune Beach Pearl a couple days ago. Okay, kicks and fires the 0-2 pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
Good job by Reynolds laying off that pitch. Kay did a nice job keeping it right below the knees, trying to entice Reynolds to look to pop that up in the infield or ground it for an easy out.
This is the first of 2 games these teams will be playing today and tomorrow. Back at Cal Lutheran for tomorrow's game. 1-2 pitch, slapped foul right to the cameraman. Out by the Foresters dugout. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Like I said, today's game is the first of a 2-game series between these 2 teams. Back at Cal Lutheran tomorrow for game 2 of the series. This is the 3rd of 6 that these 2 teams will be playing against each other. Oaks will be back in Santa Barbara one more time at the end of the season. Reynolds digs back in the left-handed batter's box. Kay fires the 1-2 pitch low for ball number 2. Evens count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The righty. An effective starter for the Oaks. Got the no decision last time he pitched against the Riptide because he only went 4 2/3 innings. The Oaks ended up winning 12-9. Angus Denton got accredited for that win. Kay comes set on the mound. Nods and fires the 2-2 pitch at the knees, but no call from the home plate umpire. The entire Oaks infield started striding back to the bench, but we are now at a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Texas star, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that pitch just missed below the strike zone. Seemed like it might clip the bottom part, but home umpire gave Reynolds a break on that one.
Reynolds digs back in. Payoff pitch pending from Kay. And he deals. Runner goes, and it's low for ball 4. So from 0-2 to 3-2 count, and then an eventual walk drawn by Reynolds. 2 consecutive now for the Foresters. After Kay was able to send the first 2 Forester batters of the inning down on 6 pitches, he's walked the next 2 on a total of 10. Check that, 11 now. And that'll bring up Evan Lee Out in right field from the University of Arkansas. Wide stance in the left-handed batter's box. 2-on-2 way, bottom of the first, no score. First pitch runs low behind Gonzalez. And runners will advance on the wild pitch. Actually, that's going to be a pass ball. So Young's at third. Reynolds at second. 2 away, and now Kay in a jam that he needs to work his way out of. The last thing the Oaks need is to give the Foresters any sort of edge early in this one.
Yeah, and the Foresters jumped out to a 1-0 lead the last time these two teams met early.
Kay deals the 1-0 pitch that just misses inside for ball number 2. Kay in his 4th start on the season for the Oaks. Game number 25 for both these teams as he deals the 0-2 pitch, swung back against the fence for strike number 1. This opens the week for the Oaks, the first full week of July that they're playing. Santa Barbara today and tomorrow. In La Mirada to play the SoCal Catch on Thursday. Home against the Ventura County Pirates on Friday. In Pasadena on Saturday. And then against the Halos on Sunday. The 2-0 pitch is ripped to short. Mayu with the dive to throw. Over to Santana's in time on the hop. What a play by Grant Mayu at shortstop. They save the run and get the Oaks out of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We're through 1 full here from Pershing Park in beautiful Santa Barbara, 4th of July baseball. You're watching Oaks baseball. No scores. We head to the second inning. We'll be right back.
Santana.
Cody Santana, who made a beautiful play over at first base to end the first inning, steps in for the Oaks. No score. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. Oaks and Foresters, top of the second inning as the Hawaii Pacific star steps in, All-American, 4.0 GPA this past year for the Sharks. The first pitch from Wiest runs low for ball 1. Santana struggled in the middle part of the season, but as of late has picked up his batting average just a little bit, up in the 300s in the last couple of games. Taps the plate a couple times. Wiest sets and fires the 1-0 pitch, swung and a missed for strike 1. Wiest from Columbia, for a Division III pitcher, Jonah. He has a lot of pop in that release and a beautiful fastball.
Yeah, it just has incredible placement on that one. Beautiful fastball upstairs, catches Santana swinging badly.
And he deals the 1-1 pitch low for ball 2.
And not to mention, with this wind picking up, probably 15-mile-an-hour gusts, it can benefit both the pitcher as well as the batter, depending on the placement.
2-1 pitch, swung and a missed for strike 2. And Jonah, to your point, that wind shifted out towards right field, and if you're a left-handed batter and you can wave one over to 319 short fence out there, you could have a lot of help. Santana with a home run on the season, steps back in. 2-2 count, looking to battle now as Wiest deals Slapped over to second, backhanded by Cash. No, he can't get it as the ball rolls into center field, and that's going to be an error on Ryan Cash at second, and the Oaks get their leadoff batter on. A big break there. Let's see if they can capitalize with Grant Mayu stepping in.
Yeah, that's an interesting mistake from Lash, because on the one hand it seems like it's a fairly easy ball to catch, but with that wind picking up, the ball's moving towards the left, wind's blowing the ball to the right, and then it gets that favorable bounce on the ground. It's tough to corral.
Mayu, the San Diego State Aztec, steps in as Weiss deals the first pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike. Mayu didn't play this past year at San Diego State, had foot surgery before the season started, and took the season off to rehab, now back with the Oaks to continue that rehab before heading back to San Diego State in the fall. Weiss checks Santana and deals as the 0-1 pitch is popped foul out of play. Mayu now down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. He's also been picking it up the last couple games. An RBI single against the Halos a couple of days ago, a home run as well back on Saturday against the Puff Caps at Conejo Creek. 0-2 pitched up from Weiss is a high fastball, swinging a miss for strike 3. Down goes Mayu. Third strikeout on the day for Weiss, and there's one away here with one on for Jordan McFarland. Average in the low 200s, looking to change that here.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch from Weiss upstairs, inside corner, probably above the strike zone, but Mayu, tough to tell. Not sure if it's going to break, and gets caught swinging.
First pitch to McFarland is in the dirt, swung and missed for strike number 1. Like I mentioned, McFarland really struggling as of late. At 271 in 28 games with the University of Arkansas this past season, but his batting average in the low 200s here, but always has a smile on his face and a very good work ethic. Weiss deals, runner goes, pitch outside, the throw is in play. No! Santana gets under the tag, and he gets his first stolen base of the season. One away, runner in scoring position now for the Oaks. A 1-1 count to McFarland. That was probably a hit and run call, Jonathan, because a stolen base for Santana is not something you're really going to draw up.
Yeah, Santana not accustomed to stealing bases, but at that time it seemed like he might have not even gotten there in time, but able to get his hand past the outreached glove of Lash and underneath on the base.
1-1 pitch runs low and away for ball number 2. Santana's first stolen base as an Oak. He didn't have one last year either. The throw was definitely in time to Hamilton, but Santana with the resilience to get under the tag, and that's why he was called safe. 2-1 count to the University of Arkansas product. Santana at second, one away, top of the second. No score here from Pershing in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. Weiss comes set, takes the sign, and kicks and fires the 2-1 pitch just a little bit outside for ball 3. McFarland thought about going, held back wisely, and got the call from the home plate umpire. Santana takes a step and a half lead off of second base. 3-1 count to McFarland. Weiss checks that runner and deals the 3-1 pitch low and away for ball 4. McFarland's patience pays off, as he draws a 5-pitch walk, the second walk on the day for Weiss. And now Juan Gonzalez stepping in for the Oaks. Had a nice day against the Halos a couple of days ago, went 1 for 3. He stole home, actually, and was awarded that run after he singled. Drafted in 2013 by the Cleveland Indians in the 27th round. Plays his ball at Oklahoma Baptist as Weiss checks that runner at second and fires the first pitch away for ball 1.
Yeah, and he's got offensive power as well. And the one thing the Foresters have to be careful of is because of that costly error and now their inability to capitalize on the runner on Santana stealing second. We talked about it, with this wind, any base, any ball that can drop into fair territory could pick up steam and bring a runner home.
1-0 count to Gonzalez after the meeting between Clausen and Weiss subsides. 1-0 pitch, drops low but called strike by the umpire. 1-1 count now. Runners on first and second, one away here. No score, top of the second. Big inning and a big spot here for Gonzalez. Weiss checks that runner at second and fires the 1-1 pitch, foul tipped back. And now Weiss is ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes waiting on deck. Jason Oliver in the hole if we get that far. DJ Miller back at the top of the order. Gonzalez, one of 3 Oaks catchers. Jacob Castro and Zane Williams both on the bench, but by far the best position catcher. Williams probably the best hitter, but all 3 of them phenomenal talent. The righty digs back in. 1-2 count. Weiss deals. Swung and a missed for strike 3. Down goes Gonzalez, the 4th strikeout on the day for Weiss. And now, that'll bring up Jason Oliver with 2 away, 2 on from Cal State Bakersfield. Player of the game against the Halos, even though the Oaks lost. He had a home run and a double, going on 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He also had reached on a fielder's choice, so 3 of the 4 times he was in the batter's box, he eventually reached base. Righty digs in, sporting the blue Roadrunner helmet, and takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, I got one of the biggest hearts on the team, lays out on every ball, doesn't ever give in on a play. They were down 15-3 against the Puff Caps a couple of days ago, still went out and made a play and ran into the wall.
1-0-1 pitch is in the dirt. The throw from Clausen over to third is not in time, as Santana slides in safely. And on that wild pitch, the Oaks are able to advance runners.
Man, that's the 2nd time Santana has been close to getting caught trying to advance to a second base. Seemed like he got a late jump, and Clausen did a nice job of getting that ball out of his hands quickly to Young, but just couldn't make the play.
Clausen was on his knees, but unfortunately, a throw, I guess, was not in time. 1-1 count to Oliver. 2nd and 3rd, 2 away. Big spot. Weiss deals outside for ball 2. Oliver's batting average in the 320s with the Oaks. 4 for 5 on the season in stolen bases. One of 2 Cal State Bakersfield products. Kenny Johnson, who we'll probably see tomorrow, pitch for the Oaks. The other one, Weiss deals the 2-1 pitch low for ball 3, and now Oliver, who's the last guy that you want to put on base if you're the Foresters, has worked the count to 3-1. 2nd or 3rd fastest on the team, depending on who you ask. DJ Miller, the fastest on deck. Milo Beam, 2nd or 3rd fastest as well in the hole. He rips the 1-2 pitch into center field. Rounding third and coming home behind Santana is McFarland. The throw is in time for out number 3. Nonetheless, though, Oliver gets an RBI single to give the Oaks the 1-0 lead through 1.5. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We're through 1.5 here from Pershing Park. 6, 7, 8 hitters do it for the Foresters. On the other side of the break, you're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
And the first one is the Shoreline Machining and Fabrication. Jackson family. Luke Ritter.
1-0 our score here back at Pershing Park. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks baseball on KDTV as Luke Ritter steps in. The Wichita State Shocker slaps the first pitch from Kay out to right field. Oliver will take a look at it, but it's going to sail foul for strike number 1. Crazy ending to the top half of the inning. Cody Santana got it on an error. Grant Mayu struck out. Jordan McFarland walked. Juan Gonzalez struck out, and then Jason Oliver singled in. Santana's the 1-0 pitch runs out, or 0-1 pitch runs outside for ball number 1, 1-1 the count. Jordan McFarland tested the arm of Austin Todd, and it paid off for the Foresters. They were able to gun him down at home. 1-1 pitch taken out the belt for strike number 2. 1-2 the count. So Oliver got the RBI single, advanced to second on the throw, but McFarland was out at the plate, and that's how the Foresters got out of the top of the second. K deals the 1-2 pitch, slap towards third, and it's going to go foul before Cockrell could get it. We'll do it again at 1-2 strikes. So the Oaks up 1-0 here. That run was unearned because Santana reached on the error. But the Oaks will take it. An important run between CCL foes. And I argue that this is probably the biggest rivalry in summer collegiate baseball. There are 22 World Baseball Congress or National Baseball Congress recognized summer collegiate teams. And no matchup is more fun than the Oaks and the Foresters. Oaks won both the games so far this season 6-4. They won last year on the 4th of July 6-4 as well. 1-2 pitch from K. A 2-hopper to second where Weinstein will glove it and toss it over to Santana for out number 1. But if you remember, the Foresters won last year. They won the championship against the Oaks. They took both those games at MLB Urban Youth Academy and went on to win in Wichita as well. David Clausen from BYU steps in, the lefty, sporting a number 22 on his back. Will look to try to give the Foresters some momentum here, down 1-0 with 1 away in the bottom of the second inning. K deals to the southpaw. Swing and miss for strike 1.
And overall, a different mindset seems quite apparent from the Oaks infield. Weinstein extremely focused today over at second, as well as Mayu.
0-1 pitch runs low for ball number 1. Oaks trying to bounce back on a 2-game losing streak. 1-1 pitch, slap to short where Mayu will get it and make the underhand toss to Santana for out number 2. Mayu fields his position so well, only 1 error on the season. And that's going to be a Brody Weiss from Westmont College, plays NAIA ball just down the road here in Santa Barbara, about, a mile away from Pershing. A beautiful little school, one of the 3 schools here at Santa Barbara. UCSB, the community college, Santa Barbara City College, and Westmont all occupy the area. Kay takes a breath, kicks and fires. The first pitch fouled back against the screen for strike 1. Weiss getting his first appearance against the Oaks this season. The righty digs back in. 0-1 pitch. Broken bat towards second as Weinstein will get it on the hop and quickly throw it to Santana for out number 3. 4-3, 6-3, 4-3. Foresters go down in order here in the bottom of the second inning. Oaks up 1-0. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 2 full here from Pershing Park. Hope you enjoy your 4th of July just as much as we are. Oaks up 1-0. To the top of the 3rd we go after this. Top of the order for the Oaks. Top of the 3rd inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks baseball on KDTV. The Oaks lead at 1-0. As DJ Miller, who struck out to lead off the game, will step back in. Oaks up at the big 1-0, a big one-run lead here as we get into the middle part of this game. The Ole Miss product leading the team in batting average, takes a couple of practice swings. He's dipped as of late. But looking to change that here as the 0-0 pitch runs way in the dirt and outside for ball one. Ty Weiss back on the mound. Back in for his third inning of work. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a run unearned with 1 hit. A chopper over to short is where Miller hits it, gloved by Hamilton and tossed over to Reynolds in time for out number 1.
Left fielder Milo Beam.
Milo Beam steps in now. He's, by the way, riding a 5-game hitting streak. Has been an offensive powerhouse for the Oaks as of late. And looking to help the Oaks in their quest to increase this lead. Top of the third, 1-0, 1 away. Weist gets set, takes the sign from his catcher Clausen. Kicks and fires the first pitch. Bunt down by Beam. It's fielded by Young. The throw is not in time, and Beam extends his hitting streak to 6 games now in an infield bunt single. Now 5 for 5 successfully bunting on the season, and the Oaks have 1 on with 1 away.
He may actually challenge the most impressive MLB players who can bunt, because I've never seen someone so successful at bunting and then have the speed on top of that to get over to face. 5 for 5 successful bunts, that's just unheard of.
Max Weinstein steps in, walked his first at bat, strand on first as he pops the first pitch he sees into shallow infield. Ryan Cash at second base will make the grab on the infield grass for quick out number 2. Yeah, going back to Beam, he does such a good job placing that bunt exactly where he wants it, the dead fish bunt, and has a high bounce and then slow rolls before stopping towards third base. By the time the third baseman has it, he's already at first base. 2 away, 1 on. Chase Cockrell up now. Bounded up to the pitcher his first time up. Mom in attendance tonight. Happy to see the Cockrell family around. Pickoff attempt, not in time as Beam will jog back safely. He also has 3 steals in his last 5 games. So he has a 6-game hitting streak, batting over 380 in those 6 games. 6 RBIs and a home run. Cockrell steps back in, runner goes, pitches foul tipped for a strike. Beam got a good jump. Cockrell saw a pitch he liked, but was just a little bit over it. And that's why he fouled it back against the screen. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks on Twitter. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff. Back to baseball. Pickoff attempt. No good as Beam takes a stride back over to first base. He doesn't take a very big lead, but he gets a great jump. Weiss just wants to remind him that he's watching. The righty comes set and fires low for a ball.
Beam doesn't need to take a large lead off first with this type of speed. Even 1 step off the bag is good enough.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. Weiss nods, takes a breath, and fires. Popped up over to right field. Running back on it is Lee in the middle right field, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. Oaks get it 1 on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a runner on base. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. Oaks up 1-0 here through 2.5 from Pershing Park. Hope you're enjoying your 4th of July. More action when we come back.
And Provident Mortgage. Please welcome
9-1 and 2 hitters due up here for the Foresters. Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the third inning, Oaks up 1-0. But the Foresters looking to change that here as David Hamilton steps in from the University of Texas, playing shortstop in today's game. Theron K back on the mound for his third inning of work. Deals the first pitch a little bit inside for ball one. Oaks with 1 run on 3 hits. Check that, 2 hits. No errors as K's 1-0 pitch runs low. Foresters with no runs on no hits, 1 error. 2 walks for Theron K have accounted for all of the Forester base runners. 2-0 pitch chopped over to second where Weinstein will wait for it and toss it over to Santana in time for out number 1.
back to the top of the order for the Foresters.
By the way, the Oaks are selling raffle tickets. Feel free to tweet at us if you are interested. You could have an opportunity to win an Albert Pujols autographed bat, a Mike Trout autographed baseball, a Cole Calhoun autographed baseball, Mike Scioscia autographed bat, Conejo Oaks merchandise, or 2 $25 Visa gift cards, $5 a ticket, or 5 for $20. Austin Todd steps back in, shows bunt, pulls back, called strike on the outside corner. Todd 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out over to Santana at first base to kick off the Forester side of the things back in the first inning. Give you a lay of the land here for the Oaks in just a moment. K deals. The 0-1 pitch, a late call from the umpire, but called strike with 1 away, 0-2. Cody Santana at first, Max Weinstein at second, Grant Mayu at short. Chase Cockrell at third base. I'll give you the outfield here after this pitch. K deals, the 0-2 pitch, just missing outside for ball 1. Milo Beeman left, DJ Miller in center, Jason Oliver in right. Behind the dish is Juan Gonzalez. And Theron K on the mound as he kicks and fires the 1-2 pitch upstairs for ball number 2.
That pitch got a bit away from K. Was looking to catch the just top of the outside corner, but drifted and ran a bit high.
K toes the rubber, kicks and fires. The 2-2 pitch popped up over our heads here and out of play. Check that. That was actually popped in the shallow left field for out number 2. I don't know why I saw that come off the bat backwards, Jonah, but my sense of awareness eluded me. Nonetheless, Milo Beam gloves it for out number 2. Ryan Cash steps in, now 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout swinging. He accounts for the only strikeout that K has under his belt, but K's doing a very good job, not pitching for strikeouts, but pitching for contact and being very effective at it. Cash steps in, first pitch taken for strike number 1.
That ball kind of got lost in the sun a bit. It was just beamed up a couple 100 feet.
Waiting on deck, Josh Young, 2 away as the 0-1 pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Wind really picking up now, shifting all the way towards right, 12-mile-an-hour gusts as K deals the 1-1 pitch at the belt for strike number 2. Foresters in danger of going down in order for the second straight inning. Oaks up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. K toes the rubber, takes the sign from Gonzalez. Peers and fires. The 1-2 pitch, and it hits the back of Cash, and he is going to stride over to first base on the hit by a pitch, the first we've seen in today's game. And that's a free base with 2 away as Josh Young steps in. He was the first of the 2 walks K has allowed in this game. Eventually out at third base back in the first inning from Texas Tech. A phenomenal fielder at third base, looking to extend the inning here for the Foresters, down 1-0 in the bottom of the third. 1 on, 2 away. The righty digs in, taps the plate a couple times, shoulders the bat. K kicks and fires the first pitch, taken at the knees for strike number 1.
Gonzalez so good at placing those balls when he catches it. That ball seemed like it was a bit low below the strike zone, but is able to kind of blur the call for the home umpire, just lifting his glove inside.
A little bit of placement doesn't really hurt. Gonzalez, one of the best in the game. K checks that runner at first, kicks and fires. The 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1.
And that's a perfect example right there. Identical pitch, identical placement, but this time umpire learned from his first mistake. Able to see that that was a little below the strike zone.
Runner on first, 2 away, bottom of the third inning. Oaks up 1-0. We have a couple of shout-outs to give. We'll do a little bit later in the game on this beautiful 4th of July. Cade checks that runner at first. Nods and fires the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike number 2. Cade's placement is just uncanny. He does a phenomenal job seeing the strike zone and placing that ball where batters think it's a ball, but he gets that call nonetheless. Heading the count once again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was in the last at-bat, but ended up hitting Cash in the back. Cash on first base, takes a 3-step lead. K deals, 1-2, runner goes, slapped into shallow right, and it's gonna drop. Rounding second and going to third is K. Throw comes in as he will stay there, and a 2-out single from Josh Young puts runners at the corners with 2 away. The first hit on the day for the Foresters. And now the big bat of Ryan Reynolds will make its presence felt in the left-handed batter's box as the entire Oaks infield, besides Chase Cockrell at third, is going to have a conversation. Runners at the corners. Reynolds on the day, 0 for 0 with a walk. Advances second on a pass ball where he stayed. Now Cockrell striding out to the meeting.
And everything was instigated from that 1-2 pitch that clipped the right elbow of Cash. K in a perfect opportunity to strike him out. But because that clipped, it gave Young an opportunity to deliver. Unfortunately, Beam's able to hold him up, able to hold Cash up at third to prevent the run from coming home.
K retired the first 2 batters in the inning, hit Cash in the back, and then Young just singled. Ryan Reynolds up now, looking to break this game open, down 1-0. K deals, taken just low for ball 1. If you remember, Reynolds got ejected the last time these 2 teams played in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 away and the tying run on base. Check that, he was the tying run in the batter's box. He was struck out by Robbie Medell looking and slammed his bat on the plate and yelled at the home plate umpire. He was tossed thereafter. Now heading the count 1-0 is K. Nods, kicks and fires the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Gonzalez as the ball goes behind his knee actually, but not far enough for Cash to try to test him. Now K down in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. David Hamilton led off the inning, grounding out to second. Austin Todd flew out to left thereafter. Cash was hit by a pitch and Young singled. That's how we've gotten to where we are thus far in the inning. Trying to get out of the gem once again is K. Comes set. 2-0 pitch taken for strike. Foresters left 2 runners in scoring position back in the first inning. Josh Young on third base. And Ryan Reynolds was on second base. K was able to get out of that one after Evan Lee grounded out too short. The problem is that you can only get out of so many jams as a pitcher before it starts to catch up with you. Let's hope that's not the case here. 2 balls, 1 strike, runners at the corners. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Okay, sets, kicks and fires the 1-2 pitch inside for ball 3.
Reynolds has to be careful up in the count with 3 balls, but you know that a pitch is going to come in the strike zone. Have to stay disciplined and stay patient, not getting enticed and swinging on it.
3-1 pitch, swung and missed. A beautiful 2-seam fastball that Reynolds was way out in front of. And that brings the count full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes, the first that we have seen in today's game. 1 hit, 2 walks and a strikeout under K's belt, looking to keep that, maybe get a possible strikeout. But the last thing you want to do is load the bases or throw one where Reynolds can get it. A phenomenal batter from the University of Texas. K comes set, checks that runner on first. Kicks and fires the payoff pitch. Runners go, and it's slapped foul against the screen, and so we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Young went running on the pitch over at first. After striding back from second base, Cash stayed put at third base. 3-2 count for the second time in that bat. Reynolds takes a couple of practice swings, dick backs into the left-handed batter's box. K toes the rubber and deals the payoff pitch. Runner goes, and it's a 1-hopper over to third. Cockrell will underhand it and fire it over to Santana, not in time. As Reynolds is able to beat out the infield single, score the game-tying run, and we are all even now at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the third inning.
Reynolds had a favorable hit, didn't bounce far enough, and Cockrell had to run a couple feet to make a play. He did a nice job running through all the tag over at first, but Cockrell just couldn't make the play in time, and now we have a tie game.
Bang, bang play. Reynolds able to capitalize on a slow roller to third. Evan Lee now steps in with runners on first and second, 1 around in the inning, 2 away, and a 1-1 ball game now. 2 hits in the inning for the Foresters. Kay kicks and fires the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Long inning here. Kay retired the first 2 batters, but Cash got hit by a pitch. Young singled and Reynolds singled to score Cash. 1-0 pitch in from Kay. Swung into left field where Milo Beam will take a step backwards and make the grab finally for out number 3. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're through 3 full here from Pershing Park in beautiful Santa Barbara. We hope you're enjoying your 4th of July just as much as we are. We've got a good ball game on our hands. All knotted up at 1. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
We got our contestants heading out there.
Cody Santana strides in here for the Oaks. Welcome back, everybody. Oaks and Foresters all knotted up at 1 in the top of the 4th inning. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, but for play-by-play, excuse me, of the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, my broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin.
Thank you, Jonathan. Fine job as always on a lovely 4th of July here at Pershing Park, Santa Barbara. Oaks making their 2nd trek. Cody Santana to step in to lead things off. Takes that pitch low on the outside corner. Inside corner for strike 1. Santana was the only Oaks runner to come around and score back in the top of the 2nd. 0-1 pitch, ripped into shallow right for a leadoff base hit. So now make that 1 for 2 on the day for Santana, but Oaks back on base after giving up 1 to the Foresters in the bottom of the 3rd.
That was a big hit for Santana. The confidence is up for the Oaks. Yes, they gave up that tying run in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, but they're looking to make up for it here, and Santana doing the show me, don't tell me style, able to get on base to lead off things for the Oaks.
Grant Mayu to step in, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Weiss pitch runs low and in the dirt for ball 1. Mayu, the shortstop, made that incredible play back in the first inning, dove on it, prevented the run. So he was able to toss it over Santana for out number 3 of that inning. 1-0 pitch, ripped up the middle, tagging to second. The play over to first is in time for an unassisted 6-3 double play. And quickly 2 away here for the Oaks in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Hamilton at the right place at the right time, getting that ball just to the left of the bag, able to tow it and whip it over to Reynolds at first for both outs.
So Santana led off with a single, but Mayu grounded one all the way to Hamilton at short and able to make the play to first for out number 2 as Jordan McFarland will step in. Takes that pitch outside on the corner for strike 1. McFarland showed patience in the batter's box as he was walked over to first, one of 2 walks issued from Waste. 0-1 pitch, missed the corner for ball 1. So 1-1 the count, 2 away. Oaks and Foresters knotted at 1 apiece. 1-1 is popped back into the stands for strike 2.
Very intimate baseball experience here at Jonah Pershing. A little bit different than UCSB, where the Foresters played for 22 seasons before this. Fans get a closer look at the ball.
1-2 pitch. McFarland taps that back, and we'll do it again. And it's always incredible to see the fans show support from both teams for the Oaks making the trek over here. The usuals, of course, Santana's making the trek everywhere. But now we have some newbies. Cockrell's mom's following. I'm sure the Beams are watching as well. Give them shout out as the 1-2 runs upstairs for ball 2.
David K, Thron's dad.
David K, Torres' father, makes the trek.
Remember, Jonah, Al Santana called us out last time for not being funny. So we're going to have him on the air very soon. He's excited. I see him blushing a little bit.
He certainly did as the 2-2 fouled out of play once again for the 3rd time. And I think it was some of the puns that we tried to integrate into the broadcast that was not to the liking of Mr. Santana.
It wasn't that it wasn't to the liking. He just wanted a reason to bag on us a little bit.
Back to baseball here, 2-2 the count. McFarland pops that one once again. Remember to watch on oaksbaseball.org, simulcast onto YouTube. This is game 3 of 6 against the Foresters this season. They'll playing a home and home. We'll play them again tomorrow at Cal Lutheran at 4:30. 2-2 once again, just misses the inside corner to bring the count full. Second full count situation for an Oaks batter. And the second time, McFarland looking to try and draw a walk as the payoff pitch cut on and missed for strike 3. So down goes McFarland, and down goes the top of the 4th. Oaks and Foresters knotted at 1 apiece. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. We'll be right back.
Fielder number 25, Luke Ritter.
Six, 7, and 8 batters due up for the Foresters. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin alongside me, Jonathan Rifkind. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Theron Kay still on the mound, and Luke Ritter will step in for the Foresters. As Kay deals that one on the outside corner for strike one. Ritter 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second, where Weinstein has been superb, hasn't let a ball get past him on 3 accounts, fouled and tipped back against the fence for a quick 0-2. And Jonathan, we've talked about Weinstein has such incredible potential. And a couple games, though, this season, he was a little lackluster in that second base position.
Yeah, he has 4 errors. He only had 2 the entire season last year, but, you know, he had played a long season with the Kingsmen. I don't blame him.
As the 0-2 is fouled into the right part of the stands, out of play. David Clausen on deck, and Brody Weiss in the hole for the Foresters to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth. 1-1, our score. 0-2 pitch dealt, tapped, and we'll do it again. Foresters were able to bring home a run in the last inning after Ryan Reynolds hit in that RBI single that brought Ryan Cash home. Kay deals the 0-2, grounded over to Cockrell at third, and he'll toss it over to Santana for out number 1.
By the way, Nelly Beam, we want to give you another shout out. We appreciate the tweets that you have been supporting Jonah and myself. We've turned into, in your honor, we are going to create the hashtag Jonah Jonathan because you have been using it so much. Why not get it trending? So once again, Nelly Beam, we appreciate the shout outs and the support, and we know that Milo plays better knowing that his mother and his father David are watching.
And if you'd like for us to continue that trend, you can tweet at us at Jonah_Malkin or at Johnny Riff with 1F or at Conejo_Oaks. Clausen takes that one on the inside for strike 1. David Clausen, the catcher. BYU up in Utah. 0-1 pitch. Outside corner for strike 2.
Kay doing a phenomenal job finding those corners, and it's keeping these batters off balance. It's a rough one for the Foresters if they can't get a bat on the ball, but they were lucky to get that 1 run to tie it up in the last inning.
Once again, Kay ahead in the count. 0-2 deals that pitch way upstairs for ball 1. The last time these two teams played, Clausen was 0 for 2 with a strikeout, but did draw 2 walks. So shows incredible patience in the batter's box. But down in the count, 1-2. Kay deals, tapped and fouled back once again.
That was a good 1-2 pitch, Jonah. Fastball in the upper outer part of the plate. Good job by Clausen to stick with it and at least get a bat on it. That's what you want to do as a batter down in the count. At least fight a couple off before you see your pitch.
1-2. Fouled above and out of play. Near what looks like some of the Forester merchandise for 1 and 2. A lot of Foresters faithful here in attendance on this beautiful 4th of July. So 1 and 2 the count, and 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Kay fires the 1-2 in the dirt to bring the count even at 2-2.
Yeah, that was a waste pitch. A changeup started at the knees, went into the dirt. He wanted to see if he could get Clausen swinging. Clausen doing a good job, showing the eagle eye there and holding back.
Here comes the 2-2. That one's popped into center. It's back at the wall, but Miller's going to make the catch for out number 2. So nice play from Miller, able to track that one down.
And that's why you have the fastest guy on the Oaks and possibly in the CCL out there in center because of plays like that. He displays such fast speed. He was able to catch up to that ball right before it hit the fence. Saved an extra base hit.
Brody Weiss will step in, making his first start against the Oaks in this historic rivalry, you could say, especially this past season. 6 4s in both contests, 1 in Cal Lutheran and 1 a couple weeks ago here at Pershing Park. That one's grounded to Mayo at short. He'll toss it to Santana, out number 3. So a ground out to third, a fly out into center, and a ground out to short ends the inning. As we're through 4 full here at Pershing Park, Oaks And Forrester's knotted at 1 apiece. We'll take a short break.
Let's go, Juan, keep your head in. Go, kid.
Juan Gonzalez to lead off for the Oaks. Here in the top of the 5th, 1-1 our score. Ty Weiss still on the mound in 4 innings. He's given up 3 hits. 1 run wasn't earned because of the error from Cash at second. 2 walks, but an impressive 5 strikeouts on the day. He deals the 0-0, tapped back for strike 1. Gonzalez 0 for 1 as well with a strikeout in the second for the Oklahoma Baptist product. But he's done an incredible job behind the dish, placing a number of K's pitches for strikes. 0-1 ripped into foul territory near the Foresters dugout for 0-2. Quickly down the count, 0-2 is Gonzalez. Jason Oliver in the 9th spot on deck, and then we'd be back to the top of the order, DJ Miller in the hole. Weiss takes the sign from Clausen, fires the 0-2, cut on and missed for strike 3. So down goes Gonzalez and make that the 6th strikeout on the day for Weiss.
Yeah, and he starts off right where he left off last inning with a strikeout. Gonzalez now 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Beautiful changeup from Weiss had Gonzalez way out ahead of the pitch. That's going to bring up Jason Oliver now, who has been the hero thus far for the Oaks with that RBI single to end the 2nd inning. That now the game is tied 1-1, put the Oaks up 1-0 then.
Oliver steps in quickly, fouls that one into foul territory for strike 1. As you mentioned, Johnny, Oliver delivered an RBI single. Unfortunately, though, for McFarland, Austin Todd was able to throw him out over at home to prevent the 2nd run. 0-1 pitch, runs in the dirt for ball 1. And ultimately, that could have given the Oaks a little more of a comfort zone, putting 2 on the boards. But the Foresters were able to retaliate and generate a hit of their own to tie this thing up. 1-1 catches the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there, painting that outside corner. And Oliver was the almost hero 2 games ago against the Halos also with a home run.
1-2, clipped into the glove of Weiss. He'll make the play over to first for out number 2. Yeah, Oliver, he's played extremely well, nearly led the comeback a couple days ago against the Halos. In a valiant effort, they ultimately lost 8-7, but are looking to bounce back in a 3-game slump. But the last time these 2 teams played, they were heading into this matchup in a 3-game slump as well. But we're able to come out victorious 6-4 as DJ Miller, the leadoff hitter for the Oaks, steps back in. He's 0 for 2 on the day and quickly pops that one back into right. and Lee will take a couple steps back and make the catch for out number 3. So Gonzalez struck out, a put out from pitcher to first, and a fly out ends the top of the 5th as the Oaks still knotted 1 apiece against the Foresters here in Pershing Park. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. Bottom of the order for the Foresters, David Hamilton in the 9th spot. Austin Todd at the top of the order on deck, and Ryan Cash in the hole. Foresters and Oaks tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Theron Kay still on the mound. We'll give you his stats in just a moment after this first pitch is dealt in and taken below the strike zone for ball 1. Kay in 4 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Sets and fires the 1-0. That's just misses the top of the strike zone for ball 2. Hamilton making his 3rd appearance in this series, all of which he's been in the 9th spot. The 2-0 pitch is grounded over to Santana at first, and he'll glide in and run it over to first for out number 1. Coming into that at-bat, he was 2 for 8, now 2 for 9 in the 3 games in this series. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Austin Todd steps in. He's 0 for 2. Flew out into left back in the 3rd, and also grounded 1 over to first to lead things off for the Foresters in the bottom of the 1st. But Kay's been efficient on the mound and looking to dispatch another Foresters batter. As he sets the 0-0 pitch just below the strike zone for ball 1.
Good first pitch. Todd thought about swinging. Hesitated just a tad, but able to hold back wisely.
Kay deals the 1-0, just misses the outside corner for ball 2. Want to thank our sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, taking the Oaks to and from away games safely. Provide the other ones in just a moment. 2-0 pitch, make that 3-0. Also want to thank Stephen Joseph Sweet, MD, Orthopedic Surgery, Sports Medicine, Jimmy John's, and Cronies Bar and Grill. We appreciate all the support you give the Oaks as the 3-0 pitch runs inside and low for ball 4. So Todd will go over to first, and that's the 3rd walk on the day issued from Kay.
Yeah, Kay, 4 straight pitches to lead off, or to bring a walk, after getting the leadoff batter, David Hamilton, out. So a little bit too content, I think, and after pitching a couple outside, went too far inside in the overcompensation, but he does a good job bouncing back. Yeah, he's given up 3 walks today, but only 1 run and 2 hits. I wouldn't be too worried with 1 away in a double play situation with the pitch location that he has. He is more than capable of bouncing back from that walk.
Ryan Cash steps in and quickly swings and fouls that one near the Foresters' dugout for strike 1. Cash redeemed himself after giving up the first error for the Foresters on the day when he got hit clipped in the right part of his back. Walked over to first and came around ultimately to score the tying run in the bottom of the third. Okay, takes the sign from Gonzalez, fires the 0-1. Cash holds back his swing, and that's 1-1. So Todd over at first. Hamilton, who led things off, grounded one over to first for the first out. And Joshua Young on deck for the Foresters in a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the fifth. Okay. Deals. It's fouled back and tipped against the fence for strike 2. And this game has significant playoff potential implications. The Foresters in sole possession of first place at 14-7 in the CCL Central. The Oaks 1.5 games behind them at 11-7, but with a win for the Oaks, they could close that gap to just half a game and potentially take the lead tomorrow. Here comes the 1-2, ripped into Kay's glove, tossed to second. Mayu can't make the play to first, but will get the second out.
Yeah, Mayu came up on the transfer without the ball, and if you forget the ball, how are you supposed to throw it? But Kay with a good heads-up play there from the mountain, quickly whipping it to Mayu, and you can't complain getting that force out.
So Cash will get over to first on the fielder's choice, but Todd is thrown out at second with Joshua Young to step in. Young's 1 for 2. Got the first hit of the day for the Foresters, and also was walked. Okay, takes the sign from Gonzalez, checks the runner at first. Sets and fires the first pitch. Gonzalez over to Weinstein, beautifully in time, out number 3. Make that 8 of 9. Stealing players for Gonzalez, and that ends the inning for the Foresters. 1-1 our score here at Pershing Park on no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll take a short break.
Milo Beam.
1-1 our score here in Pershing Park. Welcome everybody. Jonah Malkin on hand. Alongside me, Jonathan Rifkin here in the top of the 6th. Milo Beam to lead off, and new pitcher Jake Eisler on the mound. We'll get you stats on him in just a moment. Sets, fires The first pitch taken on the outside for ball 1. Ty Wieste is done in 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. But Jake Eisler sets and fires the 1-0. It's fouled back for 1-1. Just joined the team recently, played for TCU, helped them reach the World Series from Littleton, Colorado, making the trek to the West Coast. Deals the 1-1, catches the inside corner for 1-2. 1-1 the score. Forrester's just 2 hits, Oaks 3 hits, but looking to change that here in the top of the 6th. Eisler delivers the 1-2, bounces in the ground, but clips Beam's right leg, and he'll be walked over to first on the pitch. That hit his leg.
Yeah, bounce is still alive. You could technically hit a ball that bounces if you wanted to. So because the ball bounced and hit him in the leg, if that ball hypothetically never bounced, it still would have hit him, and that's why he's awarded first base.
So Beam gets things started for the Oaks, getting hit by the pitch at first. Max Weinstein stepping in. And Chase Cockrell on deck. Weinstein waves that bat over his right shoulder, shows bunt, bunts that beautifully to first. Eisler will collect it and throw it to first. So the sacrifice bunt advances Beam over to second. And Chase Cockrell will step in. And that's a heads-up play from Weinstein, Jonathan, because with Beam's speed, any ball that can get past the glove of the infield could bring him ultimately all the way home.
Yeah, with the speed of Beam and the big bat of Cockrell right now, and Cody Santana, who's 1 for 2 on the day on deck, this is a very good situation if you're the Oaks.
Cockrell will step in, 0 for 2 on the day. Eisler checks the runner at second. Ball gets past the glove of Clausen, and Beam's going to advance all the way to third on the wild pitch.
Now even a better situation with 1 away. All you have to do is pop that ball up into the outfield, preferably over to right. And with Beam's speed, you don't even have to get it very far, maybe middle of the right or left field, out in maybe shallow to middle center field, because Beam, once he gets a great jump, is hard to gun down.
Cockrell has struggled mightily as he fouls that one off for strike 1. He's just 2 for 8 in this series as well. 1 for 5 the last time these two teams met. 1-1 curveball just drops below the strike zone for ball 2.
Cockrell doing a good job laying off that pitch. A nice curveball, started up at the belt, but dropped below the knees after it crossed the plate. Cockrell doing a nice job staying patient here, which is kind of a new concept for him.
2-1 grounded out of play into the foul territory for strike 2. 2-2 the count.
Got him, pitch.
1 away, and Beam over at third led things off in the top of the inning when he was hit by the pitch. That was the first pitch to hit a batter on the day. Eisler sets and fires the 2-2, taken on the inside corner for strike 3. Beautiful pitch from Eisler, gets him his first strikeout on the day.
Pitch right at the knees, painting the inside corner. Cockrell thought he would get the call for a ball, but a beautiful pitch from Eisler sends him back to the bench. Now with 2 away, Cody Santana 1 for 2 on the day, needs to make sure he can get a ball, even just to squeak in for a single, anything that could get that go-ahead run home from third.
Santana's 1 for 2, came around for the first score. Takes that pitch in the ground. Beam's gonna come all the way home, and the Oaks take the lead 2-1. Wild pitch from Eisler, gets past the glove of Clausen, and Beam able to come home.
Mistakes are where you lose. Beam was hit by a pitch, and then Eisler advanced him to second on a wild pitch. Advanced him to third on a wild pitch after being sacked to second, and then another wild pitch scoring. Eisler single-handedly gave the Oaks the lead here in this inning.
1-0 pitch, runs upstairs and away for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. Santana collected his first stolen base of the season, and that's an historic moment for him as he takes the 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count. Eisler quickly down for the TCU Horned Frog. Got a chance to play in the World Series, experiencing the clip of baseball as that pitch catches the inside corner for strike one.
Nice pitch there from Eisler. Bounce back pitch, a fastball at the knees, painting the inside corner. But Santana's been patient, and I would expect that patience to wear off here, or to pay off here, excuse me.
3-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner to bring the count full at 3-2, and Santana was prepared to walk over to first.
That was a late call there from the home plate umpire. That ball was well into the glove of Clausen, maybe 2 or 3 seconds before the call came, and it seemed like a ball as it hit that outside part of the plate, but the umpire thought it was a strike.
Payoff pitch, blooped into shallow left, wind picking up, and it's gonna bring that one into foul territory. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
I think the wind actually helped that ball a little bit because it is blowing so hard out to right. It would have been even more foul. The wind actually allowed Ritter out and left to possibly make a play on it, but that last gust able to keep it floating just enough for it to get into no man's land.
Santana came up huge the last time these two teams met. 2 RBIs, but a clutch RBI in the 8th that ultimately gave the Oaks the go-ahead run and the lead. Eisler deals the payoff pitch, and that's fouled out of play once again. Santana, the Hawaii Pacific Shark product, 4.0 valedictorian, and just incredible both in academic field as well as the baseball field, a leader in his 2nd season with the Oaks. Here comes another 3-2 pitch, grounded up the middle, gloved by Hamilton, and he'll make the play over to first for out number 3. So down goes Santana, but on the wild pitch, Beam came home and gave the Oaks the lead as on 1 run, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Oaks lead it 2-1 here in Pershing Park. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. We'll take a short break. Joshua Young to lead off for the Foresters here in the bottom of the 6th. Oaks lead it 2-1 on the wild pitch that got past the glove of Clausen that brought Milo Beam home from 3rd. Theron K still on the mound. Give you the lay of the land in just a moment. Fires the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Gonzalez behind the dish. Collected his 8th batter he was able to tag out. That was stealing. Santana over at first, Weinstein at 2nd, Mayu short, Cockrell at 3rd. That pitch is ripped into left field, into fair territory. That's rolling back against the wall. Young gonna come around and be held up at 2nd for a stand-up double to get things started for the Foresters here in the bottom of the 6th.
Wow, Young, 2 for 2 on the day with a walk and 2 base hits, a double and a single. He is really giving the Foresters a reason to stay in this game. Now Ryan Reynolds with that 1 RBI back in the 3rd stepping up. This is a rough situation on the mound for Kay, but he's more than capable of getting out of it. It just takes a little bit of resilience. But on the Foresters side, great job here to start off their half of the 6th inning.
Ryan Reynolds will step in, hit an RBI single that tied the game in the bottom of the third. To give you the lay of the land of the outfield, Milo Beam over at left, DJ Miller in center, and Jason Oliver at right. But Young got things started with a stand-up double, and Reynolds will step in and lay off that pitch right over the heart of the plate for strike one. Reynolds also got walked back in the first, and ultimately got ejected in the bottom of the ninth the last time these two teams played. So trying to keep his emotions in check here. 0-1 pitch shows bunt, taken. Appealed over at second, says that caught the bottom of the strike zone for strike two.
Reynolds didn't pull back that bunt, so regardless, beautiful pitch from Kay, able to throw it under the bat as Reynolds stepped forward and could not get the call from the umpire, now down in the count.
So 0-2 the count for the Texas Longhorn, with Young over at second. Kay deals the 0-2, just misses the outside corner for ball one.
That was a close pitch, Jonah, right at the knees. Gonzalez placed it where he caught it, but home plate umpire saw it a little bit too low, and now Reynolds lives to fight off another pitch.
Reynolds had 25 RBIs for the Longhorns this past season, one of the tops in the Big 12 conference. Kay deals the 1-2 just below the strike zone to bring the count even at 2-2.
Two very identical pitches, one a breaking pitch at the knees, one a fastball at the knees, but the placement very similar. Unfortunately, Kay could not get either of those calls.
Reynolds looking for potentially his second RBI of the game, with Young over at first, who led off with a stand-up double. 2-2 the count. Kay deals, and that's gonna drift into foul territory once again for 2-2.
Good pitch from Kay, a fastball. Reynolds dug at it and was able to fight it off here. A little duel between the pitcher and the batter. Makes for fun baseball.
Oak struck first in the second, putting a run. Foresters tied it up in the bottom of the third. And then Beam came home in the top of the sixth to give the Oaks the lead. And that's where we are now here in the bottom of the sixth, with a runner in scoring position for the Foresters. 2-2 pitch. Reynolds fouls that back and out of play, and we'll do it again.
Both Reynolds and Kay doing a good job keeping their composure in the batter's box and on the pitcher's mound respectively, and making it very hard on one another to either get a ball in play or to get the out.
Sun continuing to beam strongly on the field. It's providing a little bit of a glare out in left, but nothing we can't handle. 2-2 pitch runs low to bring the count full at 3-2.
That was a good pitch to throw, but Reynolds with a phenomenal eye does not pull the trigger and is able to work the count now to full.
This is a home and home against the Foresters. Today's game here in Santa Barbara at Pershing Park, but tomorrow they'll be back here. They'll be back at Sparky Anderson Field at 4:30 for the rematch. Payoff pitch right over the heart of the plate for strike three. And that's the second strikeout on the day for Kay.
It might have been 3 pitches too late, Jonah, but nonetheless, Kay able to show the ball doesn't lie, in the famous words of Rasheed Wallace. Get a beautiful two-seamer on the inside corner. Reynolds was frozen in his tracks, and the young CSUN pitcher able to put an out up on the board.
At first you don't succeed, try again, and Kay was testing Reynolds on a couple pitches, ultimately paid off as he caught the inside corner. And head coach David Slees will strut onto the mound to have a meeting with Kay and Gonzalez. He likes to do this, especially in 2-out situations, just to talk things over with the infield. And this is a major game, as we talked about, Johnny. Not just with regard to CCL implications, but for the psyche of this team. We saw after they won against the Foresters a couple weeks ago, that propelled them to jumpstart a 4-game winning streak that hopefully they can begin to start off today. So Kay's day will be done in 5 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. We'll provide you more information on Jackson Simonsgard, who's going to step in just a moment Oaks lead it 2-1 here at Pershing Park. We'll take a short break.
For the Foresters, let's stir it up, fans. RBI opportunity as we
One away here in the bottom of the sixth. Jackson Simonsgard will step in place of Theron Kay. As we mentioned, went 5 1/3 inning, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. We'll provide you stats on Simonsgard just a moment. As Young's over at second, Evan Lee, the left fielder out of Arkansas, will step in. Razorback 0 for 2 on the day.
Smart decision by Solis, putting a lefty-on-lefty matchup here, trying to damage control with that tying run at second base.
Simonsgard deals the first pitch, just misses the inside corner for ball 1. Simonsgard played in both games against the Foresters, and he was phenomenal the last time these two teams met. Retired 7 of 9 and totaled 3 strikeouts that really helped invigorate the Oaks into the comeback. Deals the 1-0, catches the inside corner for strike 1.
Beautiful pitch from the southpaw. He was a starter last year with the Oaks intermediately, but has played a relief role this past summer from Ventura College and Oxnard College, this past season at Oxnard College, and he's done a very good job out of the bullpen. He's yet to give up a run, but a phenomenal control pitcher.
Turned into one of the most reliable pitchers for Solis as the 1-1 is tapped into the glove of Gonzalez for strike 2.
He's up to the velocity on his fastball a little bit now in the mid to upper 80s. He can hit 90, 91, but intermediately, and a very good job with control. That inside fastball is his most utilized and most effective pitch when he faces lefties in the batter's box.
He's got great command over his pitches, as exemplified there. He'll check Young over at second. Sets and fires, cut on and missed for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts. And the first strikeout issued for Simonsgard puts 2 away for the Foresters.
That's a big out. Simonsgard able to throw that high fastball. And when he releases it, it looks like it's going to be, about the letters. You see a fastball coming, you're inclined to swing at it, especially when it's at the letters over the plate. But a good job from Simonsgard placing it a little bit higher and getting Lee swinging and missing. And now with Solis coming out, Oaks have a couple of pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Eric Ma getting very, very loose. I don't know if they'll pull him here. Maybe use him in a lefty-on-lefty situation, but it doesn't look like it.
They might give Simonsgard one more opportunity to finish this inning at least. And we've talked about he's really excelled in that relief role for the Oaks this entire season, but in particular in these past 2 matchups against the Foresters, both of which the Oaks have come out on top 6-4. And not to mention, the last time they played on July 4th here in Pershing Park, they won 6-4 as well. There must be something about that type of score, but I don't want to jinx anything here.
Let's keep the 2-1 right now. How about that?
2 away. Luke Ritter will step in and watch that pitch glide outside for ball 1. Ritter's 0 for 2, couple ground outs for the Wichita State Shocker. Looking to shock Simonsgard on the mound here. Who's down in the count 1-0. Checks the runner at second, deals a beautiful pitch that paints the inside corner for strike 1. Simonsgard, the southpaw, plays for Oxnard Community College in his 3rd season with the Oaks. So he's well aware and familiar with this rivalry. 1-1 pitch over the heart of the plate for strike 2.
Beautiful pitch. He has this slow windup, but he whips that left arm around after going so slowly. And as a batter, it's almost like, how did that happen? You were going so slowly, and all of a sudden the ball is in the catcher's glove. Keeps batters on their toes, and that's why he's so effective.
1 on, 2 away. Simonsgard up in the count 1-2. Takes the sign from Gonzalez. Deals just above the strike zone for ball 2.
That was a good waist pitch. Try to see if he get that high fastball to get Ritter, just like he got Lee, but Ritter doing a good job staying patient.
Ritter, another one of these players for the Foresters, had 20 RBIs this past season for the Shockers, along with 4 home runs, and looking to deliver here the tying run. 1-2, ripped up the middle. Mayu making the dive, tries to get up and make the play to third. Can't get it, so he'll be safe. Ritter advanced over to first on the fielder's choice, and Young over at third.
Nice single there from Ritter. Mayu able to dive on it, but instead of throwing it over to first where he knew he couldn't make a play, he saw that Young was over at third base trying to possibly look towards home, and Mayu doing a good job at least keeping him at third base.
So that'll go down as a hit, and pinch hitting is for the Foresters is Zach Humphreys. So runners on the corners meeting on the mound for the infield here in the bottom of the 6th. David Clausen, he's pinch hitting for David Clausen, who was 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. And Humphreys, also another TCU Horned Frog, coming back along with fellow pitcher Jake Eisler, who went to the World Series this past season. One of the top 4 teams in the country, and looking to elevate the Foresters for their summer run. So whole step in. Simonsgard deals beautifully over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
It's a big spot now with the runners at the corners and 2 away. Oaks up 2-1. You do not want to sacrifice any sort of pitch to allow that run from third to come home. Simonsgard needs to be very careful here.
Looking to prevent the tying run. Simonsgard deals the 0-1. Just misses on the outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count. Young over at third. Ritter advanced over to first. Mayu tried to make another sensational diving play, but couldn't come up in time. With 2 away, and the Oaks clinging to a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 pitch taken on the inside corner for strike 2.
Beautiful rotation there from Simonsgard, able to get that ball over that inside corner on that late arm swing that he utilizes, and now ahead in the count.
Big spot for the Oaks. Looking to prevent the Foresters from tying this thing up. Takes the sign from Gonzalez, delivers the 1-2, cut on and missed for strike 3. So down goes Humphreys on no runs, 2 hits, No errors and 2 left on base. Oaks lead it 2-1 as we're through 6 full here at Pershing Park.
Cafe hot foot race. We're showing a lot of speed.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. 1-1 score here, and for the 7th and 8th and 9th innings, my broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
Thank you, Jonah. Wonderful job as always as Mayu steps in and slaps the first pitch. He sees foul out of play for strike number 1. Jake Eisler back on the mound here for the Foresters in the top of the 7th inning. All knotted up. Check that. It's actually 2-1 Oaks. On the day for Mayu, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and grounded out into a double play. Belted onto the shoulder on the 0-1 pitch. He's hit by a pitch. The third we've seen on the day, the second sufficed by the Foresters. And that puts another leadoff runner on. That's how Milo Beam led off the 6th for the Oaks, came around to score the go-ahead run. And now Mayu on leads the team in stolen bases with 6. As Jordan McFarland steps in 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk. Was thrown out trying to get to home on an RBI single by Jason Oliver. Pickoff attempt. Mayu gets back just in time. McFarland, the designated hitter from the University of Arkansas, digging in. Give you a Forester lay of the land here in just a moment. There is a new catcher in Zach Humphreys, by the way. First pitch to McFarland is popped over to first, but out of play for strike number 1. Evan Lees in right, Austin Todd in center, Luke Ritter in left, Ryan Reynolds at first, Ryan Cash at second, David Hamilton at short, Josh Young at third, and behind the dish, taking over for David Clausen is Zach Humphreys from TCU. Top of the 7th, 1 on, nobody away. Jonathan Rifkin, Jonah Malkin, Oaks baseball, as the 0-1 pitch is taken for a strike, 0-2. Hope you're enjoying your 4th of July. Beautiful day here in Santa Barbara at Pershing Park. Foresters moved here after spending 22 years at UCSB. 0-2 pitch, a curveball inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. And there was talk about the Foresters actually disbanding after UCSB did not renew their lease last year. But Santa Barbara City College said, look, if you come and renovate our ballpark, we'll let you use it. 1-2 pitch dealt from Eisler. Paints the outside corner for strike 3. Down goes McFarland, the second strikeout for Eisler on the game, and we have 1 away with 1 on for Juan Gonzalez. So the Foresters, needing a place to live basically on the baseball side, said, all right, we will put in the money for the renovations in the next 2 years if you give us the place to play. And Santa Barbara City College said, you got it, and that's the deal that they worked out. Gonzalez digs in. First pitch from Eisler, paints the strike zone at the knees for strike number 1. 0 for 2 on the day is Gonzalez with 2 strikeouts. Runner on first, 1 away, Jason Oliver on deck. Coming set is Eisler on the mound and deals the 0-1 pitch, popped foul against the screen. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes for the Foresters. Headed by Yankees scout Bill Pintard. Close to 900 games won in 22 seasons. With the team 0-2 pitch, runs upstairs. Runner goes. The throw is not in time, as Mayu is able to glide under the tag for his 7th stolen base on the season. And the Oaks are able to get a runner in scoring position. That's the second time that the throw's been in time. But the Oaks runner has been able to get under the tag.
Perhaps Coach Solis is putting these Oaks runners through a new drill, which is called evade the tag over to second. Somehow the second time, Mayu able to get underneath the glove for a stolen base.
1-2 pitch. Shu Gonzalez, curveball slapped back against the glove of Humphreys. 1-2 the count once again. So going back to Bill Pintard, he was the Angel scout for a while and moved over to the Yankees. In 2009, he was given a prestigious scouting honor, the Sparky Anderson Award by the Association of Professional Ball Players, for his ongoing contributions to baseball player development. A very well-accomplished manager as Eisler steps off. Started scouting for the Yankees in 97, moved to the Angels in 2002, and moved back to the Yankees in 2013, where he focuses on college and high school players. He was actually the one who recruited Aaron Judge into the Yankees farm system. 1-2 pitch is slapped over to first, backhand by Reynolds. He can't get as that ball will roll all the way back to the mound. Advancing the third on the play is Mayu. And that will be an E3. Ryan Reynolds tried backhanding it. Came up without the ball, and Gonzalez will take it. 0 for 3 on the day, but an error, the second on the day for the Foresters, gives the Oaks one away with runners on the corners and Jason Oliver. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single stepping in.
Costly error from Reynolds over at first. Mayu, such a smart runner, and with him over at third, it's going to be tough to tag him out. Him, along with Weinstein, two of the most intelligent base runners in the Oaks roster, and he's really good at understanding when's a good time to run. If the wild pitch gets past the glove of Humphreys, you can be sure with his speed, he'll be able to come all the way home to try and extend this lead.
Oliver steps in, sporting the blue Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunner helmet. First pitch from Eisler, showed bunt, over to first. Eisler gets it, run comes home on the suicide squeeze. And Oliver is able to advance Gonzalez over to second. Oaks take a 3-1 lead on a beautiful sacrifice bunt by Jason Oliver. And you know that insurance run could mean the difference here in the top of the 7th inning. Runner on second base, 2 away now for DJ Miller.
Just an incredibly unselfish play from Oliver. That'll now give him 2 RBIs on the day. Just an unselfish player for the Oaks.
First pitch to Miller, runs in the dirt, blocked by Humphreys. 1-0 count. The Foresters have a phenomenal staff all around. Their pitching coach, Dylan Axelrod, went to Santa Barbara City College. He actually played for the Foresters in 2006. As Eisler comes set, toes the rubber, checks that runner at second, fires the 1-0 pitch. Skied into center field where Todd will get it for out number 3. More on Axelrod when we come back. Oaks strike for 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We're through 6.5 here. 7th inning stretch. Grab a ice cold beverage and a hot dog or a hamburger and enjoy the rest of the game on a beautiful 4th of July from Santa Barbara. Oaks up 3-1 as we hit the break.
Regularly scheduled food not showing up.
Bottom of the seventh, ending the seventh inning stretch. We hope you enjoyed it, but you know you were sad to be off air, or we were sad to be off air, but now we're back after a quick take me out to the ball game sung here at Pershing Park. Oaks lead 3-1. Jackson Simonsgaard back on the mound for his second inning of work. And for the Foresters, 8-9-1 hitters. Brody Weiss steps in 0 for 2 on the day. Digs in. The first pitch runs at the letters, but up high for ball 1. Simonsgaard took over for Theron Kay, who went 5 1/3 innings strong, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Simonsgaard with 2 strikeouts under his belt as he deals the 0-1, cut on and missed for strike number 1. It actually looks like there's a pinch hitter, but it was not announced, so we'll get you who that is in just a moment. Sometimes the logistics can be a little skewed in these summer games, so try to get that for you in just a moment. As the 1-1 pitch is fouled back. Simonsgaard comes set. Brody Weiss ends his day 0 for 2. The pitch is down up high, cut and a missed for strike number 3. Third strikeout on the day for Simonsgaard. Weiss actually switched his numbers, so he's still, that was still him, but he must have had a jersey switch. That was not announced. But there actually will be a pinch hitter here for David Hamilton in the number 9 spot.
Number 16, Spencer Steer.
Spencer Steele from the University of Oregon. Plays shortstop and center field for my alma mater, the Ducks. Digging in here, his father in attendance today as well. Played very well for the Ducks this past year as he takes a pitch low for ball 1. Batted .264 with 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. The Ducks ended up dropping in the Pac-12 low enough in the RPI where they didn't make the postseason, but Steer was definitely one of the bright spots on that team as he digs back in. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. On the day for David Hamilton, his day is done. 0 for 2 with a ground out over to second and 1 over to first. As Sam Shaken, who came in at short in this inning. Mayu shifts over to third. Chase Cockrell's now over at first. Santana has been pulled from the game. We'll give you the rest of the Oaks field here in just a moment. Simonsgaard deals the 1-1 pitch at the knees for strike number 2. 1-2 the count. Out and right, Jason Oliver, DJ Miller in left, in center, Milo Beam in left. Chase Cockrell, who moved from third to first at first base. Max Weinstein still at second. Sam Shaken from Valparaiso at short. Grant Mayu moves from short to third. Juan Gonzalez still behind the plate. The 1-2 pitch is sliced over to first, but speared out of the air by Cockrell for out number 2.
Back to the top of the order. Sponsored by the Big Green.
That's going to bring up Austin Todd in the top of the order for the Foresters. On the day 0 for 2 with a walk. He was caught stealing. Ground out to first and flew out to left in his 3 at-bats. Simonsgaard pitches the first one upstairs for ball 1. Oaks up 3-1 here in what is a huge game. Oaks a game and a half behind the Foresters. They win. They're only a game back, and the two teams are playing tomorrow. 1-0 pitch taken inside for ball 2. 2-0 now. Continuing the schedule for the Oaks this week. They'll be in La Mirada to take on the SoCal Catch on Thursday. Simonsgaard comes set. Kicks and fires the 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 the count. On Friday, the Oaks will be home in an interleague game against the Ventura County Pirates at 4:30, and then back on the road on Saturday to Pasadena, Jackie Robinson Field, to play the Saints. 2-1 pitch from Simonsgaard, cut foul for strike number 2, 2-2 the count. Wrapping up the week for the Oaks, they'll be at home at noon to play the Ventura Halos on Sunday. Now that game time said 4:30. Now I've heard whispers that it may be changed to noon. Officially, when that's confirmed, we'll let you all know. Just know that that time is due to change, just like this past Sunday when the game was originally scheduled for 4:30, but they changed it last minute to noon. 2 away, bottom of the 7th. Oaks up 3-1. Simonsgard deals the 1-2 pitch upstairs.
That's a great pitch from Simonsgard, though, testing the eye of Todd. He's just been in complete control on the mound. All of his pitches beautifully placed on the corners, catching these batters looking. He's just been phenomenal in this series, and especially today.
Southpaw kicks and fires. Swung and a miss for strike 3. Down goes Todd, and Simonsgard has 4 strikeouts on 6 batters faced, and he is rolling now. Oaks still up 3-0 as we're through 7 full here. Top of the 8th inning here from Pershing Park. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks up 3-1 against the Foresters. New pitcher on the mound, John McMillan from Texas Tech. The 3rd time he's pitching against the Oaks in 3 games this season. The last time he pitched, 1 2/3 innings. No hits, 2 runs, though, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Milo Beam steps in, 1 for 2 on the day. He was hit by a pitch with a run scored, a single, and a ground out. Takes the first pitch alone inside for ball 1. It was actually a strikeout, my mistake, back in the 1st inning. Oaks up 3-1 here on 3 hits, no errors. 1-0 pitch, taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Foresters have 4 hits that result in 1 run and 2 errors. Only 2 of the 3 Oaks runs have been earned, both to Jake Eisler. Beam, Weinstein, Cockrell due up in the inning. Beam, 1-1 count as McMillan deals a beautiful curveball, swung and a missed for strike number 2. From Texas Tech, does a little bit of everything. He was the number 8 batter in the lineup against the Oaks back at the end of the June. Ended up going 1 for 3. 1-2 pitch, drops just below the strike zone for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We were talking about Foresters pitching coach Dylan Axelrod a little bit earlier. I'll get more into him in just a moment as the 2-2 pitch from Beam is swung and missed for strike 3. He strikes out for the 2nd time in today's game, the first for McMillan. And that brings up Max Weinstein. 0 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice, a walk, and a pop out. So Dylan Axelrod, the Foresters pitching coach, played college baseball for Santa Barbara City College, actually right here at Pershing Park back in 2004 and 2005. He set a school record for 117 strikeouts in 2004 and was named the outstanding pitcher. He played with the Foresters as the first pitch to Weinstein. It's about to come in. Played for the Foresters in 2006 and won the National Baseball Congress World Series as Weinstein's first pitch is popped foul for strike number 1. After he was actually named the pitcher of the World Series. He went 5-0 with a 2.01 ERA. He was inducted into the Foresters Hall of Fame as Weinstein takes the 1-0 pitch, a one-hopper over the glove of Galuski at short. For a single, Max Weinstein gets on here for the Oaks with 1 away. First hit given up by McMillan, 4th on the day for the Oaks, and Chase Cockrell will step up.
What a favorable bounce from Weinstein. It seemed like Galuski was tracking that ball all the way down to his glove, and at the last second it took an awkward bounce on the infield and just got past his glove. So Weinstein fortunate to be over at first.
Yeah, Jimmy Galuski, by the way, coming in place of David Hamilton at short. From West Virginia, first pitch up high to Cockrell. He's 0 for 3 on the day for ball 1. Finishing off the story on Axelrod, he was actually drafted in 2007 by the San Diego Padres. He pitched 5 years up until 2015. Posted a 5.27 ERA. He went 9-15 as Cockrell takes a slider for a strike. 1-1 the count. And this past year, he actually pitched for Team Israel in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Team Israel team that was an underdog and made it to the 3rd round. 1-1 pitch in the dirt behind Humphreys, and Weinstein able to advance to second on the wild pitch. Very accomplished staff here for Bill Pintard and the Foresters. Runner on second base, 1 away, 1-1 count to Cockrell, the big slugger from Ole Miss. His mom in attendance here. Flew in yesterday. Strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. All he needs is a hit to have a well-rounded day. You know what they say, 1 for 4 builds character. Cody Santana was taken out of the game, so Sam Shaken is on deck for the Oaks. Cockrell moved from 3rd to 1st last inning. McMillan checks the runner at second, fires the 1-1 pitch fouled back. And now he's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Feel free to tweet at us here in the top of the 8th, at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff, 1F at the end on Twitter. Live chat with us in the YouTube live chat stream. In the box on the YouTube page. 1-2 pitch to Cockrell, runs inside for ball 2. Count is now even.
One disadvantage with McMillan, he's got great velocity on his fastballs, but occasionally one of the issues that he's found is he's a little bit erratic thrower on the mound.
2-2 pitch is a slider that runs inside for ball 3, and now Cockrell has worked his way into a full count for the Oaks, their 4th of the game. Both teams have combined for 7, 3 for the Foresters. McMillan checks the runner at second, kicks and fires the payoff pitch. Swung and a missed for strike 3, a beautiful fastball that runs low. Cockrell swung over it. 2 strikeouts now for McMillan. 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Oaks up 3-1, and Sam Shaken is going to step in. A shout out to his father as well for being a very active Twitter participant. From Valparaiso, played at Chatsworth High School, led Valparaiso in batting average this past season. By the way, Cody Santana's day is done. He went 1 for 3, reached on error, stolen bases. The first pitch just swung on a miss by Shaken. A ground out and a single in his 3 appearances for Santana. Shaken, one of the most prominent Oaks middle infielders as well. Phenomenal shortstop. McMillan checks Weinstein at second. Toes the rubber. Pearson fires the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Swung and a miss, though, for strike 2. A nice slider. McMillan only has 2 pitches in his repertoire, a fastball and a slider, but he used them very effectively here. Struck out Milo Beam to begin the 8th. Max Weinstein got a hit. Chase Cockrell struck out, and now Sam Shaken down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. The righty toes the rubber, checks Weinstein at second, and fires the 0-2 pitch upstairs for ball 1. Sam Shaken, also the nephew of Dodgers beat reporter Bill Shaken. Another shout out there. A couple more shout outs. Dr. Stephen Ames, former journalist, is the 1-2 pitch as a slider slapped over to third where Young will get it and toss it over to Reynolds at first for out number 3. Oaks get a runner on 1 hit, no errors. No runs and one left on base. We're through 7.5 here from Pershing Park. Oaks up 3-1. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Taking home some cash money. Winnings go to you. Number 5, Ryan Cash.
2-3-4 batters due up here in the bottom of the 8th for the Foresters. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, myself, Jonathan Rifkin. Special thanks to my mother, Helen Rifkin, for her support sitting next to us here at Pershing Park. Oaks up 3-1. Jackson Simonsgard back on the mound. Evan Cash on the pitch. Or excuse me, in the batter's box, I should say. 0 for 2 on the day as he cracks the first pitch he sees into center field, where DJ Miller run back on it and make a leaping catch for out number 1. Much to the happiness of the Oaks fans behind us. A beautiful acrobatic catch by the speedy Ole Miss center fielder, and that's 1 pitch, 1 away here.
Yeah, and it certainly helps to have an athletic outfielder such as DJ Miller. Rarely makes any mistakes, hasn't had an error back in center field this entire season, so he's been just a Mr. Reliable for head coach David Solis.
Now the dangerous bat of Josh Young stepping in 2 for 2 with a walk, a double, and a single, but has yet to score. 3-1 Oaks. Simonsgard deals a strike at the knees. Simonsgard is now in his longest appearance of the season. Solis normally keeps him in for about an inning, maybe a third of an inning, lefty on lefty matchup, but he's doing a phenomenal job here. He's 4 strikeouts and 1 hit, no runs, no walks under his belt. In his 3rd inning of work, deals the 0-1 pitch a little bit low for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Young from Texas Tech. What if now 2 Texas Tech Red Raiders in the lineup. A phenomenal young player with a lot of potential and a very high ceiling. Simonsgard comes set. Takes a side from Gonzalez. Peers and fires the 1-1 pitch. A beautiful curveball waved at and missed for strike number 2. That's a new pitch for him. Last year he didn't really throw that effectively, but really working on it here and now ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Is this Clayton Kershaw I see? Or is this Jackson Simonsgard? Because right now they're looking identical on the mound. He is just unbelievable with his pitches, the beautiful curveball. He's looking like that southpaw up in the Dodgers bullpen.
1-2 pitch from Simonsgard, runs inside for ball 2. This is, if he holds on to continue to have the outing that he's had today in his 3 years with the Oaks, this will be his best one. Once again, in his 3rd inning pitch, he came in for Thrawn K with 1 out in the 6th. It's 4 strikeouts and 1 hit. Tie the Foresters in order back in the 7th. Comes set, kicks and fires. The 2-2 pitch slapped towards right, but foul. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oaks are riding a 2-game losing skid. They lost on Saturday to the Puff Caps 16-3, and then they lost 8-7 in a nail-biter against the Halos 2 days ago. They had the day off yesterday. The Foresters lost their last game to the Neptune Beach Pearl, so both these teams looking to bounce back. 2-2 pitch, hit over to right field where Oliver will run over, and he will be stopped by the fence as that ball will glide over, right over a truck out in right field. We'll do it again for the 3rd straight time at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for getting the Oaks to and from their away games safely. Stephen Joseph Sweet, orthopedic surgeon and MD in Oxnard, California. Cronies Bar and Grill and Jimmy John's Sandwich. Every Oaks sponsor is an important part of the Conejo Oaks family. 2-2 count. Young digs back in. Simonsgard deals a curveball that doesn't break. And now a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wind picking up now towards the right. First pitch was at 4:30, now in our 2 hours and 20th minute of play here on the West Coast. Beautiful day for baseball on the 4th of July in Santa Barbara. They'll have fireworks right after the game. Payoff pitch from Simonsgard. Swung it and missed for strike 3. Josh Young is retired on 6 pitches. 5 strikeouts now for Simonsgard, and he is rolling. 2 away, bottom of the 8th inning. Oaks up 3-1, and Ryan Reynolds will step in on the day. 1 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice, or he's actually walked back in the first, reached on second on a pass ball, singled in the RBI back in the third, and struck out looking in the 6th.
Yeah, and right now, head coach David Solis riding Simonsgard for 1 more out. Robbie Medell warming up in the bullpen. You know he's getting ready to check back in if they can hold on for this lead heading into the 9th.
Simonsgard deals the first pitch to Reynolds, popped up. Right behind us here is it just misses the bathrooms. 0-1 count to Reynolds. Robbie Medell, by the way, the Oaks closer, is 1 save away from tying the CCL record. He is 7 for 7. Mind you, he's 6 for 6 in the CCL and 1 for 1 in interleague game last week on Friday against the Puff Caps. But nonetheless, he is still 1 away from the CCL record and tying the CCL record, and he wants it bad. 0-1 pitch to Reynolds is blooped over to right field in foul territory. Cockrell's going to make a look at it, but it's going to hit the tree and go out of play. Now Reynolds down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and unfortunately for any fans looking to make that catch, the ball actually got stuck on the roof of the bathroom. A couple parents looking to get it, and they will come down and make that catch for a young kid. Nice souvenir for him on the 4th of July.
By the way, the Foresters coming into today were the rated number 8 team in the country in summer collegiate play, but the Oaks, by the way, this is number 8 in the country, a site that rates all 350 teams. As though 2 pitch is taken at the knees for strike 3. Simonsgard paints the 6th strikeout on the game for him. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 8 full here from Pershing Park. Oaks up 3-1. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. Top of the 9th inning. Oaks up 3-1 as Grant Mayu steps in for the Oaks from San Diego State. John McMillan back on the mound. A fielding change. We'll give that to you in just a moment. For the Foresters, on the day for Mayu, 0 for 2 with a hit by a pitch, a stolen base, a run scored, a strikeout and a ground out in his 3 at-bats. Waves that bat over his right shoulder as McMillan deals the first pitch. Pops sky high, but foul. Well, 0-1 the count. Jake Pavletich takes over at first base in place of Ryan Reynolds from Cal State Fullerton. Give you the lay of the land for the Foresters. Out and right is Evan Lee, Austin Todd in center, Luke Ritter at first. Left. Jake Pavletich at first, Ryan Cash at second, Jimmy Galuski at short, Josh Young at third, and Zach Humphreys behind the dish. John McMillan comes set and fires. The 0-1 pitch slapped over to short where Galuski will get it and toss it across the diamond for out number 1. Foresters down 3-1. The Oaks have won the first 2 contests of the season at 6-4 both times. This is a huge rivalry. The Foresters, one of the best teams in the country. They have won the National Baseball Congress World Series the last 4 years. They won this past year. It was unbelievable. As first pitch for Jordan McFarland runs low for ball 1. Now leading the CCL right now, but only a game and a half. If the Oaks win, they'll only be a game back, and that makes tomorrow's contest in game number 2 of this series that much more important. McFarland on the day, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, a walk. As he pops foul. He takes the 1-0 pitch for ball number 2.
Yeah, and that pitch, McMillan was off balance on his throw. His right leg came around unbalanced.
As he swings and misses at the 2-0 pitch, brings the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Oaks up 3-run. They have 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. Foresters 1 run on 4 hits, 2 errors. 2-1 pitch, a fastball swung on a missed for strike number 2. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. First of the 2 games tomorrow back at Cal Lutheran at 4:30, a fun one. We'll have that one for you at 4:15 pregame show. McMillan deals the 2-2 pitch low, and that brings the count full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to McFarland. For the Oaks, the 5th time of the game they faced a full count situation. Displaying the patience here. McMillan comes set and fires the payoff pitch low for ball 4. So McFarland draws a walk here, the first on the game for McMillan. Collectively for the Foresters, they have 3. The Oaks only with 3 walks on their side. McMillan is the 3rd pitcher on the mound for the Foresters. So McFarland's over at first. Juan Gonzalez steps in on the day for him. 0 for 3, but he reached on error back in the 7th inning, along with 2 strikeouts. McMillan deals. The first pitch popped up into shallow left field, where Ritter will wait on it and make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, and for McFarland, that was actually his 2nd walk that he has drone on the day, so he's done a nice job.
Jason Oliver steps in now. 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. He successfully bunted on the safety squeeze back in the 7th inning. Also has an RBI single back in the 2nd and a ground out back to the pitcher. Sets as McMillan will make a slow pickoff attempt over to first. McFarland does not have a stolen base on the season and is not much of a stealing threat. It's about a 1.5 lead off. McMillan deals the first pitch low to Oliver. Ball 1. 3-1 our score. Top of the 9th inning. Robbie Medell, the Oaks closer and the best closer in the CCL, warming up. 7 for 7 in saves as Oliver's 0-1 pitches hit deep to right field. Running back on it is Lee, and he will make the catch short of the wall for out number 3. So we are through 8.5 here from Pershing Park. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base for the Oaks. Bottom of the 9th inning, coming back. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Foresters, and the Oaks superstar Robbie Medell will be on the mound to try to close things out here. We're going down to the wire. When we come back, you're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Back here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV up 3-1 in an exciting game between the Foresters and the Oaks. Robbie Medell, the superstar closer and the best in the CCL, steps in. 7 for 7 with a 0 ERA in saves. Evan Lee steps in 0 for 3 on the day. And here we go. 2 of the 7 saves for Medell have come against the Foresters. Both Oaks won 6-4. And the Arkansas Razorback steps in and takes the first pitch outside from Medell. Medell from the University of Arizona in his second year with the Oaks. Has only given up 2 hits in his 7 innings pitched. On the stretch, fires the 1-0 pitch, a curveball inside for ball number 2. He's actually a broadcast journalism major at the University of Arizona. He gets a couple innings up with us sometimes. Great talent. Has over 300 vinyl records as well. That's a collection that he boasts about. Incredible ear for music. He deals the 2-0 pitch, swung and fouled back for strike number 1. If Robin Medell gets the save today, he has tied the CCL record since 2011 with 8. That is a big deal because it has been withstanding for 6 years, and we're only in the beginning of July. Medell takes the stretch and fires the 2-1 pitch into the Razorback upstairs for ball 3. He only has 1 walk on the season as well. And a big opportunity here to fight off. 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Luke Ritter. In the hole, Zach Humphreys. Medell kicks and fires the 3-1 pitch. Taken for ball 4. Leadoff walk here for the Foresters. The first walk on the day for Medell. By the way, Simonsgard went 2 2/3 innings, gave 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Tying run comes up to the plate now in the form of Luke Ritter. 1 for 3 on the day with 2 groundouts and a single. From Wichita State, trying to shock this Oaks team and get his own team back into it. Medell checks that runner at first, not a lot of speed. Nods and fires the first pitch that pegs the elbow of Ritter, advancing Lee over to first. And now the tying run on first base as Gonzalez and Medell have a conversation. Zach Humphreys, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Came in for David Clausen back in the 6th, will step in. And the biggest at-bat here of the day, runners on first and second, as there seems to be a mishap on the field here. Oh, no, it's actually his arm.
Yeah, it looks like the trainer for the Foresters coming out to take a look over at Ritter's left arm. He's a little shaken up, but for Medell, he's just got to collect himself, understands in the back of the mind he's 1 save away potentially from tying the CCL record since 2011. And for him, the last time these 2 teams played, he was able to collect 2 strikeouts when down in the count, 3-1 and 3-0. So this isn't unfamiliar situation for him. He's been given the keys to the mound in times when the bases have been loaded as well. So for him, just has to take 1 batter at a time and understand 1 ground out in the infield could lead to a potential double play or at least just 1 out that can give him some sense of relief.
Training staff breaks over at first. It's good to see Luke Ritter's okay. Trainer will walk back. And manager Bill Pintard will stride back as Luke gets a round of applause. Well-deserved here from everybody at Pershing Park. And we're back to baseball. Runners on first and second, nobody away. Oaks up 3-1. Zach Humphreys steps in from Texas Tech. In a huge, from Texas Christian, my mistake. A lot of schools in Texas. Big spot here for Medell. Comes set on the rubber. Takes a side from Gonzalez and takes his time from the stretch. Checks that runner at second and fires the first pitch for a strike. Medell, a multifaceted person, a phenomenal player, broadcaster, and has a musical ear as well. Very talented. Trying to get out of a jam here. Runners on first and second, nobody away. Bottom of the 9th. 0-1 count To Humphreys, who waves the bat emphatically over his right shoulder. Medell checks that runner at second. And fires, though, one pitch in the dirt, blocked by Gonzalez. And that was very good rotation. Gonzalez is one of the best catchers in the field that I have ever seen personally on the college level. He was actually drafted by the Cleveland Indians back in 2013, but chose to go to Oklahoma Baptist instead. But phenomenal body control. He's thrown out 7 of 8 runners this season. It's good to have him behind the mound. 1-1 the count now. Actually 8 for 9, excuse me. Thank you, Jonah, for the correction. As Medell checks that runner at second and fires the 1-1 pitch at the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a dramatic finish here possible finish here at Pershing. It seems like this always happens. The last time the Oaks were here, they were up 6-4 with the tying run at first base as well, and Medell was able to get the next 2 outs to keep those runners on base and get the win. We'll see here if he can do just that again. History does tend to repeat itself. Comes set, ahead in the count, 1-2. Checks that runner at second and fires upstairs for ball 2.
That was actually a good pitch for Medell. Just wanted to test Humphreys and see if he would be enticed by that upstairs pitch and swing on it.
Medell takes the sign from Gonzalez again, the righty from the University of Arizona, looking to sign. As he comes set and fires the 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3. Down goes Humphreys, looking, the first strikeout on the day for Medell. And there's one away now, a prime double play situation here for the Oaks with runners on first and second. And I'm assuming we're going to have a pinch hitter in place of Brody Weiss, who's 0 for 3 on the day. And it looks like we will.
And the one thing the Oaks infield has to be cognizant of, and what Medell has to understand, is you can't get satisfied giving up 1 run. Obviously, you're up 2, but with a base hit, if he can get a base hit right here, not only could that trim the lead to 1, but now you're facing a 1-run, 1-out situation.
Chandler Begston, sporting number 6, will step in for Brody Weiss from Columbia University. Another smart man out there for the Foresters. Brody Weiss ends his day 0 for 3, and the lefty steps in. Medell fires the first pitch, popped up over to left, but foul for strike number 1. Chandler Bengston gets his first appearance against the Oak today. Sporting number 6 on his back. Bats left, but throws right from Fresno, California. 225. Plays first base. In the designated hitter spot, first and second. Evan Lee walked. Luke Ritter was hit by a pitch, and then Zach Humphreys struck out. That's where we are on the bottom of the 9th. 3-1, Oaks up. Tying runner on first base. And Robbie Medell deals the 0-1 pitch to the Columbia product inside for ball 1. That was a good curveball, but just couldn't get Bengston swinging. Nice day here from Santa Barbara. A little bit of an overcast in the distance, but almost picture perfect the way that the Oaks and the Foresters tend to play their baseball games. But out comes set. Bengston digs back in, and Medell deals the 1-1. Slapped over to right. Oliver will make the grab before the ball can hit the ground for out number 2. What a snag from the Bakersfield right fielder. He saved the potential number 2 run for the Foresters, crossing the plate, and now with runners on first and second and 2 away, the final breath here for the Foresters will step in, and Jimmy Galuski getting his first at-bat in today's game, coming in place of Spencer Steer. And Robbie Medell is 1 out away from getting his 8th save on the season and giving the Oaks another win against the Foresters.
Begston ripped one to right, but Oliver, perfect place, perfect time.
Medell deals the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. What an exciting game, Jonah. These two teams never to fail. Now for the Foresters, I'm sure as a fan, there's a lot of stress that the Oaks bring because the Foresters seem to almost come back every single time, but at the end of the day, now mind you, this game's not over. Medell seems to close it out. 2 away, 0-1 count, pitch is dealt, popped over to first, the slide is not in time as Cockrell made an attempt to lay out, but the ball will drop in front of his glove. 0-2 now for Medell, though. This is a big spot. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes. Robbie Medell struck out the final batter back at the end of June for the Oaks to win it as well. Runners on first and second. Oaks up 3-1, 2 away. Bottom of the ninth, 0-2 count to Galuski. Medell comes set. Breathes. Checks the run at second. Fires the 0-2 pitch. Swung and a miss. First strike 3. Down goes Galuski, and Robert Medell gives the Oaks the win here, 3-1. The Oaks get 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They leave a total of 6 on base. The Foresters, final line, 1 run on 4 hits, 2 errors, and they leave a total of 8 on base. Winning pitcher goes to Theron K. Losing pitcher goes to Ty Weist. And Robbie Medell gets his 8th save of the season, Jonah. Holy cow, that's all I can say. 4th of July baseball, Oaks win it 3-1. Second year in a row, they take it from the Foresters on the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America, because, wow, what a great day for baseball.
It certainly is, and what a great day for the Oaks. There's just something about this moment, this stage, this team that brings the best out of them. They got manhandled by the Puff Caps, but they totally forgot about that. Bounced back, almost beat the Halos, and then made the entire 360-degree turn here at Pershing Park. And they're 3-0 against the Forces. I don't think we could have predicted saying that. That is just an unbelievable stat.
But it's not over yet. The Oaks have to take on the Foresters tomorrow, Jonah, in what will be an incredible game. Head over to Twitter for Oaks postgame. Jonah will be interviewing Jackson Simonsgard, the Oaks phenomenal relief pitcher, as well as the Oaks offensive player of the day, Jason Oliver. Cut off the stream here. For everybody who made this broadcast possible, for head coach David Solis, our statistician Keith Schneider, my broadcasting partner Jonah Malkin, my name is Jonathan Rifkin signing off. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your 4th of July. Enjoy some fireworks if you're on the West Coast. Enjoy a nice cold beverage and bask in the Oaks 3-1 win. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 back at Cal Lutheran when these two teams will duke it out on the baseball diamond once again. If not, head over to Twitter with Jonah Malkin for Oaks postgame in about 5 minutes. Once again, you've been watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. Enjoy the rest of your 4th of July. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. We'll see you tomorrow.
That should have been a nice